Namaste to everyone. Namaste to all the wonderful women out there. I welcome you all to WEDhyan Healing. So today we are going to understand about a very crucial and essential topic, and especially for women. As women, we all operate more from our emotions. So all of us must know that emotions are signals and they are not problems. And what are these signals trying to communicate to us? So, they are the language through which our inner world communicates to our mind of what is happening inside. So, there is nothing to fix with respect to our emotions, but we must only understand it. Like, for example, when we feel hungry, when there is hunger, when we sense hunger, do we try to fix the hunger, or we tell ourselves that okay, we are feeling hungry, I'm feeling hungry, that means body is asking for food, and what we do, we immediately provide the body with the food and the hunger is relaxed. So we do not fight hunger, but we see hunger as a signal which is sent from the inner world and we address it. Similarly, emotions has to be sensed as signals and the relevant response should be taken according to it. But when the right knowledge is not there, what we do? We try to fix the emotion rather than understanding the signal. The biggest problem is the conflicts, arguments, or tension. All these things arises when we don't understand the problem, or we don't understand the person, or we don't understand the situation. When a conflict arises with a person, one thing is said that the other person says, "You're not able to understand me." Or when an argument is going on, we tell the other person, "You're not able to understand me, you're not able to get me." If you understand me, the argument or conflict will not happen. But rather than that, what we do, we try to fix things. Another example. Now, a new mother is there. A mother of a newborn child is there, a first time mother. So initially, when the baby is born, initially for few days, weeks, or months, the woman is little in the mother is little tensed because she feels that I do not understand the language of the baby. In the initial days, the mother finds it hard to understand the language of the baby because so far she has only understood through words. But here, the baby communicates by either laughing or crying or silence. So the mother takes some time to understand the language of the baby. So through this example, what we can take away is there is nothing to fix. There is nothing to fix in the baby, but the mother has to understand the language of the baby so that it can understand what the baby is trying to communicate and respond accordingly. So emotions tells us the inside information that inside this is happening and it has to be addressed with certain things. For example, when you're feeling sad, it means that something very meaningful is lost. When you feel angry, the anger should not be fixed, but what the anger is trying to communicate is someone or the self or some situations, something has happened where the boundary was crossed. Have you very carefully noticed when does a person gets anger? When a boundary is made consciously or subconsciously, and the other person or the situation or something happens where the boundary gets crossed. For example, a father expects the child to come back from play by 8 p.m. in the night. When the time is 9 and the child is not yet back, the father gets angry. Why? A boundary time has been set, but it has not been adhered, so the father gets anger. Similarly, for any person, the anger comes when the set boundary is crossed. Suppose if a person is feeling anxious, that means the emotion is trying to communicate that something uncertain is happening or something is happening which is fear based. So we shouldn't fix the anxiousness, but we should understand what the emotion is telling us, and in response to it, we must deal with the situation. So emotions are nothing but they are the messengers. The emotions are messengers. And the main problem starts when we don't listen to the messengers. We think emotion itself is a problem. Emotion is not a problem. When we don't listen to the emotion, that becomes a big problem. Now, let us understand the next point, which is why women feel more deeply. If in a family there is a man and a woman, you will see that man is operating more logically and women is operating emotionally. So here I'm talking about a generic rule and not exceptions. Yes, there are women who are more logical and there are men who operate more through emotions. But in general, if you see the internal wiring of a woman, women are naturally wired to feel more, to sense more, to respond more emotionally. So, because the operating system of a woman is emotions, are emotions, so that is the reason why women are, whatever decisions they take, whatever response they give, their foundation is mostly emotional based. So women processes a life through emotions and not just logic alone. Or you can say the percentage of processing any situation, place, or person will be high on emotions and less on logic. And this is because she is biologically, psychologically, and energetically structured in that way. So, this becomes her nature, and there is nothing to fix in nature, but a woman only has to understand her nature. For example, if you go to a Thar desert, you don't try to fix the desert, but you understand the desert better. Okay, the desert operates in these temperature, the heat is this much, the dryness is this much, the humidity is this much. So you understand how the place is, and accordingly you get adapted. Similarly, if you go to any cold country, place, city, what happens? You don't fix it. We cannot fix the nature. We can only adapt accordingly. So when we understand, a woman understands how she operates, she can start adapting to herself, to people, to situations, to everything, to environment in a better way, because there's nothing to be fixed and there's only to be anything, and everything has to be only understood. But when we don't understand the concepts, what happens? We self label ourselves as we are over emotional. No, we are weak. No, we are sensitive. These kind of labels too come into picture. If you ask me, a woman senses something is wrong before even it is spoken or it is mentioned about. Why? Because her sensitivity is very high, and sensitivity is nothing to do with the being fragile. It means her, if she's sensitive, means her emotional awareness quotient is high. But that does not make her weak, but that makes her more aware of her things and of her surroundings. You ask a woman about an incident, okay, and you ask about the same incident to a man. The man will narrate what has happened, what were the consequences, and how the things were from a logical perspective. But you ask a woman about the same situation, she will more tell about how did she feel, what was the atmosphere there, what was the energy there, what was the tone there, because every incident she will remember from the energetic and emotional point of view and not the logical point of view. That's why when any function or any kind of celebration happens, a woman will more connect to those energies, and naturally she'll start feeling the joy, or based on the situation, the heaviness. But she does not see the logic first. So basically, a woman absorbs the emotions of whichever place she is, of her family, of her children, of her colleagues. So she absorbs the energy of the things, and through it, she can understand things better. But when awareness is not there, she will think, I am weak, I am sensitive, I cannot handle things. But the fact is, the women just don't experience life, but she feels very deep within. So, let me tell you, if you are emotionally a balanced person, what does that mean? An emotionally balanced person operates through sacral chakra, that is the second chakra, which is also called as Swadhisthana. So, be emotionally balanced or emotionally imbalanced, mostly the women operate from the second chakra. But when the chakra and its energies is balanced, you will see the emotions are stable, the creativity is very high, and the relationships are very good in her life. But at the same time, if the second chakra is imbalanced for a woman, then the emotions, there would be a flood of emotions, there would be mood swings falling high and low all the time, there would be heavy guilt, and the relationships in her life will not do so good. So, if emotionally a woman is balanced, there is nothing to bother about. But if she is emotionally imbalanced, then what should she fix? Should she fix the emotions? No, there's nothing to fix in the emotions. There's only to understand. You should see the signs. How are relationships in my life? Okay, they're good. Tick. How do I feel always at this moment? Do I feel anxious? Do I feel disturbed? Or do I feel calm or energetic or balanced? If your emotions are on the negative side, then the emotions has to come on to the neutral or to the positive side. And how does a woman do it? Just by incorporating meditation into her life. When she starts meditating, the flood of emotions which are going internally will start settling down. Suppose you're cooking rice in a pressure cooker. You add the rice, raw rice, you add water, and you close the lid, put the whistle, and you put it on fire. So what happens? The fire which is there beneath, it will start cooking the rice, and through which a lot of pressure will be formed. And what happens? The pressure starts escaping in form of whistles. Later, when you turn off the stove, when you turn off the heat from beneath, what happens? Slowly the pressure starts cooling down and things settle, right? Similarly, in a woman's life, when she's undergoing so many experiences, it is nothing but it takes the role of the fuel or the fire, because of which a lot of pressure is built inside her systems. And the momental or sudden outburst of anger or frustration or irritation which she expresses is nothing but the built up pressure inside, which occasionally comes out as she shouts, or there are mood swings, or there are tears falling apart. But again, when the life settle downs or things comes into control, she gets cooled. So, the sudden release of emotions are just a signal that there is a lot of pressure building inside. And when a woman starts practicing meditation, which is the breath meditation, observing the normal and natural breathing. Why did I say breath meditation? Because when you start observing your normal and natural breathing, anything which you do rhythmically, it will start fixing the things. So if your second chakra is imbalanced, you should not focus on second chakra. You should focus on your natural breath. And then the cosmic energy which is coming into your body through the practice of meditation, it will fix all the chakras which needs the fixation. So finally, the conclusion of today's concept is emotions need not be fixed, it should be understood. And with the practice of everyday meditation, the woman can easily fix things into her life. She can easily balance things in her life. And additionally, if still you feel stuck and you feel that there is a lot of confusion in your life, or you're missing a great, you feel very much drained after, even after giving so much, even after loving so much, even after being so much unconditional, and if you need clarity in your life, you can just go to the YouTube description, and there a link is mentioned where you can book a one-on-one personal guidance with me, one-on-one personal counseling with me, and I will help you out to provide the clarity which you exactly need right now in your life. Thank you very much, my dear women. We will again meet the next week. All of you, take care. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.